Welcome to the show, everyone. We have a great guest for you tonight. We have Bill Geringswald, which is very German because my grandmother's maiden name was Geringer. So every time I see it, I want to go Geringerswald, but it's Geringswald, Bill Geringswald. And he is going to be talking about infinite possibilities. And he's going to be talking about some things that are very close to our hearts, very close to our religions, very close to our beliefs. And we even have some questions from some people who are listening in. So welcome to the show, Bill.
Thanks, Kat. Thank you for having me.
So, Bill, your book is about the current cycle of what you call, quote unquote, social mayhem.
Yeah.
Describe social mayhem for us.
All you have to do is read the daily newspapers and look at the headlines. We're a society right now that, in many ways, we're coming apart at the seams. This past election is representative of how far we've become divided as a nation. Rather than coming together, we as a power, it's so frustrating that as a world power, we should be talking about establishing peace in this world rather than constantly feeding the conflicts that we do as a nation. So when I say conflicts, we're coming apart as a society, not only physically, but also morally and spiritually. I look at the school system today, we're ranked 23rd in the world as far as reading, writing, and math. I look at our healthcare system. Back in the mid-'60s, we empowered our politicians to do everything for us. With the Great Society, all of a sudden along comes Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, housing assistance, and whatever. It is far, far away from what our founding fathers ever intended. It's democracy to live on. The hemorrhaging of the earth right now, instead of looking at alternative energies and making a long-range, dedicated forecast and implement business practices that we can benefit from alternative energy, we keep on sticking with dirty energy. And I look at the hold that OPEC has on us, and I look at what's happening in the stock market now. Oil just shot from $45 a barrel up to $52 a barrel overnight. We've got to understand, when you look at OPEC is putting in our world today about 37 million barrels a day. So you multiply that by $5, increase, and somebody's making a tremendous profit. It's showing up in retail. Gasoline here in Florida went from $2.09 to $2.17 overnight. It's the consumers that constantly putting the bill. So when I say chaos or coming apart at the seams, right now we're a society where money is driving us and not our creator, the love of our creator. And that's the purpose of the book.
So in your book, in order to deal with this in a way that is going to be successful, you say that in your book calls for the nation to actually work with God. Yes. So how do you suggest people do that?
The book is 29 chapters. It gives you a step-by-step regimen and understanding the cause and effect of our Creator. We live within two prisms of thought, God's grand design. God created us. He created this entity. And I don't mean to use the male terminology there, but the conversation's sake to say he. God created the heavens and the earth. He created us as human beings to live on a beautiful, beautiful planet. And there's a harmony in that thought process, and there's checks and balances in that thought process. When we're out of harmony with God, as we are now, we're paying a heavy price. Since we can't see God physically, God moves through the elements that surround us, through the life events we experience, is a loud voice. And the earth right now is hemorrhaging. Just in the past year in Oklahoma, they had over 900 earthquakes because of fracking. And yet the oil industry and our politicians not addressing or finding balance in remedying that type of situation. So it comes down to the instrumental part. The first step is to let me just share with me. I had to go through a tremendous transition as a person. I'm known as a player. I traveled the world 3.5 times. I've been single now, wow, almost 45 years. Marriage was not right for me. I've been a nomad, working on companies' problems. I worked with 600 different companies and organizations worldwide. And I went through a transformation. 9/11 was a transformation period for me where that was a major life message to our nation that we were off track. And I said, with all the good the United States is doing in the world, what did we do to incur the wrath of these 13 individuals who took those planes and crashed in the Twin Trade Towers in the Pentagon at the open field in Pennsylvania?
Let me ask you something. I just knocked this off my head because we actually have Nina who is in our chat and is also listening. And Nina wanted to know if your book in any way conflicted with Christianity.
No, actually, it builds into Christianity because it's talking about God's love.
God's work. I see. So I think that when I was talking to Nina before the show, she actually has a column down there in Florida where you are, and I think she introduced herself to you. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what Nina does?
Nina's path crossed, our paths crossed about 3 years ago. I lost a very dear friend of mine who edited my second book. And it's interesting how God works. All of a sudden, I lost one person who was very dear to me. And all of a sudden, Nina pops into my life. She read my second book. She wrote a column, and she said, I would like to meet this person who wrote this book. And that's how we came together. That was about 2.5, 3 years ago. And I was in the process of writing his third book, Infinite Possibilities of Spiritual Awakening. And I asked Nina if she'd be kind enough to edit this book. And it became a weekly occurrence where every Tuesday, like Tuesdays with Maury, it was me Tuesdays with Nina. And I would write a chapter, she would edit that chapter, then we pick that back and forth. This went on for 2.5 years.
So you guys ended up working together because of your book.
Yes.
That is wonderful. So, you also say that Infinite Possibilities, a Spiritual Awakening, quote unquote, lays out a step-by-step process to transform the chaos of the world into empowering and practical applications for repair. So that's one of the things that your book, and I noticed that in your book as well, and I love the title, Infinite Possibilities and a Spiritual Awakening. And again, Bill's book is written by Bewley Publishing out of England, and that's Bewley, Bewley Publishing. And so you can go to Bewley website and find out more about his book, how to order his book. You can also go on to Amazon.com and order his book. And his book will lead you through the steps of how to work through the chaos that our world is going through right now. Connect with God, connect with your higher power, whatever it is that you find is your empowerment to get you through all that we're kind of going through. I mean, our country has been polarized. There's no doubt about it. And his book can help you work through that, because we have to remember something. First of all, most of us listening to this are all Americans, no matter what our party. And second of all, we're all human beings, all on the same earth plane. So we have that connection, and Bill's book will help you build on that connection as well. So Bill, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Your book is absolutely fascinating. And, I know it's going to do really well, and it looks like you've got Nina in your corner. So how can you go wrong? And we have some more people in chat who are asking questions, which I answered with my question, and then you answered them. So again, thank you so much for being on the show. And we hope you'll come back the next time you write another book.
Very much, yeah. Thank you so very much.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for being with us. It's hard to believe how quickly the time goes when you're having fun, but I want to thank Bill again for being with us. And tune in next Monday night. Actually, no, not next Monday night. I am going to be traveling, but the second week in January, we're bringing out the Nautilus Book Awards Spotlight, where we're going to be spotlighting the authors who won the prestigious Nautilus Book Awards, including Greg Braden and quite a few others. So tune in January, Monday night, same time, same place, for more great authors. Thanks again, Bill. Good night, everyone.